Hi, don't mind my crust. I'm sick. But I thought while I'm laying here on the couch recovering, why not give you a little story time? Ooh, I'll be looking rough. So new people filter into this page every single day, and a lot of you may not know that I used to actually be a teacher. I taught the little ones. I taught kindergarten, first, and third. One year I taught a combination class. It was a combo between a kindergarten and a first grade class, and I thought that I was going to have to be institutionalized. It ended up working out really well. I loved it, actually more than I thought I would. So anyway, in 2020, we had a meeting. We came back from Christmas break, and we had a meeting about iReady. I don't know. I honestly don't even know if that's still going on in classrooms, but it's a computer program where you sit the kid down in front of the computer for like 20 million hours and they just kind of like work through a program. Anyway, our district really wanted us to do something weird, like break the kids down based on their iReady scores into groups. And I was like, no, I know my kids better than this. And our admin was getting pressure from the higher ups, and I was just like over it. We weren't being trusted as teachers to do our jobs. We were having to read from manuals. It was too much. So in January, I decided I'd had enough, and I thought, okay, I don't want to have to go back to school. I don't want to start over. What's something that I could do right now with the skills that I have in this moment, and use them to help me do something different? So I thought, okay, I have experience working with kids. I've experience teaching kids. I also had experience. I played softball in college, so I gave softball lessons many, many times. So I had experience working one-on-one with students in that, or kids in that capacity. So I thought, why not tutor? I can set my own hours. I can set my own rate. I have the materials that I need. I have the experience that I need. It was no-brainer. So I started my own tutoring company, this rinky-dink Facebook page, started from the ground up, and in 6 months I was able to go full-time and quit my teaching job. I also ran a learning pod where I worked with homeschool kids during the day while, public school kids were at school, and that was huge for increasing my income. And I've seen other people do pods in different capacities, so like sewing pods. My sister-in-law does an art class sewing pods. She does, oh my gosh, I mean, there's just you could twist this in an endless amount of different ways. You could do adult classes, you could do music classes. I mean, really endless ways. But a lot of you may not know that I took my steps on my own journey and I put them into an online course called the Tutoring Toolkit, and another course called the Learning Pod Toolkit, where I dive into that learning pod system and how I ran that as well. And it's now October, which means you've had enough time in your classroom, and some of you may be looking around and thinking, I don't know how I'm going to make it through the remainder of this year. And I understand that. And if that's you, you may want to consider tutoring. It's a great way to kind of seamlessly exit the classroom without having to uproot, the rest of your life. And if that's something that interests you, you may find my courses helpful. And if you've made it to the end of this video, feel free to use the code October for 30% off any of my courses. There's also the bundle where I combine both the Tutoring Toolkit and the Learning Pod Toolkit, so that's 30% off for you as well. I'm gonna crawl back into my lair and pick the chip dust out of my hair, so that's where I'll be. But if you have any questions or need anything, send me an email, send me a message, leave a comment, and I will do my best to answer it for you.